Hi, I'm Mindy, 28 years old, single, living a nomadic lifestyle across China. In this vlog, I will talk about why highly educated young people in China have grown disillusioned with life here. Morning. In recent years, an unusual trend has emerged among well-educated young Chinese. They no longer chase conventional full-time careers, prioritizing a free, happy lifestyle instead, like nomadic lifestyle. This has driven them to relocate to low-cost cities across the country, such as Hegang in Heilongjiang Province, Dali in Yunnan Province, and Huizhou in Guangdong Province, some of the most affordable places in China. Why have they made this choice? The reasoning is straightforward. They feel disillusioned with life. This disillusionment does not stem from a lack of effort on their part. Instead, systemic workplace conditions in China are to blame. Following the pandemic, countless businesses founded and many foreign corporations pulled out of China, triggering mass layoffs. The job market grew increasingly competitive, with swarms of workers vying for a tiny pool of available positions. To make matters worse, at least 10 million new college graduates enter the workforce in China each year. Even graduates from top-tier 985and 211 universities struggle to learn roles that offer full social insurance and housing fund benefits, plus a standard 2-day weekly weekend, let alone high, steady salaries. It has become commonplace for companies to overload single employees with work meant for multiple staff members. This is why a growing number of workers resign without lining up another job. They do so to protect their mental and physical health. Staying in such toxic work environments long-term could push them to breaking point. Beyond harsh real-world employment pressures, well-educated young Chinese have also lost their core life beliefs. China has long upheld a pervasive cultural narrative. Strong academic performance guarantees a fulfilling, successful life. Parents, teachers, and society drilled this idea into them from childhood. As a result, these young people poured nearly all their time and energy into studying and cram schools, with no room to develop personal hobbies or experience real society. This is especially true for young people from rural areas. Most of whom only discover personal interests after entering university. When they finally gain admission to prestigious 211or 985 institutions, they envision a bright future. Stable careers, generous pay, comprehensive benefits, and upward social mobility. All promises repeated to them by their families and wider society. Yet upon graduation, no matter how hard they work, they face ever more difficult circumstances. The rosy future they anticipated never materialized, leaving them overwhelmed with despair. Compounding this struggle, Highly educated youth from rural hometowns carry an extra burden. Their parents have no pensions and often stop working once their children graduate, expecting repayment for decades of investment in their education and relying entirely on their offspring for financial support. This places an immense weight on these young elders' shoulders. To sum up, these three core factors are the primary forces shaping the mindset of highly educated young Chinese, leaving them disillusioned and unwilling to pursue traditional careers. If conventional jobs demand endless suffering for mineral rewards, many ask, why not walk away and embrace a low desire lifestyle? At the very least, they can safeguard their well-being far better than they ever could stuck in the draining full-time role. So, they live a nomadic life as they look for new ways to make money. As long as they don't plan to have kids, they won't have to grind away at work to buy a house and a car or pour money into their children's education. Instead, they can live a relaxed, happy life entirely for themselves. This explains why marriage and birth rates have plummeted across China in recent years. It's true that our younger generation has become more self-focused these days.